Glasses are dirty. What is up, everyone? This is Jake back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how I color a comic book page in grayscale. I could have done this in color, but I just really like grayscale a whole lot. Black and white comics are just always really appealed to me, even as a kid. I've always liked noir, black and white noir movies, things like that. I just love the monochromatic black and white scheme. It's just cool. I know it probably would have been better if I did the whole video on me like sketching it and inking it and then showing you how to color it and everything like that, doing the whole process, but that would require me to be far too responsible and plan way too far ahead.
Sorry.
I really didn't intend on making this video until I started coloring it, and then I realized I could get a time lapse out of Procreate on my iPad, so I was like, oh, I could just make a video about this. So that's what I did. So essentially the video is going to be going over how I color a comic book page, how I script it, and how I add the dialogue bubbles to the page. At the end of the video, I've made it into like a very short motion comic, and by motion comic I mean I just go from panel to panel, so it's nothing fancy, but it's kind of cool, got some dramatic music, so I hope you enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get started. So as to not take up all of your time for the day, I went ahead and just time-lapsed all of the process that I did digitally, and I'm just going to skim over everything pretty quickly. One of the ways I thought would be really easy to practice on making comic book pages is I love D&D. I play D&D constantly. I love role-playing games. So I've been taking small little events that have happened in my D&D campaigns, and I've been making them into one-page comic strips. The events in this one page is a combination of two prior incidences. It's basically a group of heroes go to these goblins who are asking for diplomacy, and the heroes just kill them because that's what heroes do in D&D, they kill goblins. So the first thing I do is I take it into Photoshop, and I just need to clean it up, really. I need to make the black solid black, I need to make the white solid white, and I need to drop out any gray tones that are in it. Also, I need to get rid of the photo blue that is around the edge of the comic book paper that I'm using for this. So the best way I do that is I go to adjustments, and unfortunately all my dialog boxes didn't record when I did this time lapse, so I'm just going to explain to you what I did. I went to image and then adjustments and adjusted it all to black and white, and once I did that, I used the curves tool to drop out all the light gray, which would now be the photo blue after I turned it black and white. And once I've dropped out all the light gray, I'll boost the white, I'll boost the black to make everything solid black, solid white. Then once that's done, I'll use the rectangular selection tool to go around the edges of the frames and just delete the stuff that's there out. Just makes the whole process easier once I start coloring. So once that's done, I will take it and save it and upload it into Procreate on my iPad. Once in Procreate, I will import the image, and it should be the size that I exported it in Photoshop, which was 11 by 17, which is your standard comic book page. Then I will make a layer below the image and turn on the multiply layer on the actual image. And what that does, it allows anything that's white, you're going to have color show through there. It essentially makes the white transparent. So that allows me to color beneath my ink so I don't get anything on top of it. Makes it way easier. Multiply is a godsend for sure. So the first thing I do when I'm coloring is I lay an entire base of gray down. It kind of helps fill up the white areas, and it really helps everything else pop if you have a solid color going over everything, much like the toned brown paper I used in my last unboxing video. And then I just pick my light source, which I've already determined by inking, and I just start to color things in using gray tones. How I do this is a lesson for way later. It's just learning values and learning light sources and how to shade. I did actually keep the background solid gray just for convenience sake. It was much easier. I'm not very good at drawing backgrounds. It's something I definitely need to practice on, but I just really like drawing the subjects, and this is just mainly to practice motion and action in comics, so that's kind of what I focused on here. So once that's done, I type out the script, which is just something really basic and just kind of funny. Most of the things I make are going to be really silly because I just like silly things. I like laughing. I really enjoy a good duality of dark, gritty comic book art, but also some cheeky funniness. So yeah, it doesn't really fit, but whatever. I don't really fit, so... So once I get the script made out, I will take it to a program called SignLab, which is actually the same program I used to make the zombie t-shirt in a previous video. It's a CAD-link vector editing program. It's amazing. A lot of people will prefer Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop, which I use Photoshop a ton. Illustrator I really don't use for vector editing just because I think that SignLab is so much easier and quicker. For example, I started this in Photoshop, and after about 25 minutes into it, I only had the first panel and a half or 2 panels done. So I was like, screw this. So I went to SignLab and I had it done in 22 minutes was my video recording. So it's much quicker, I think, for me anyways, to do this in SignLab. It's just a much more user-friendly program. So the first thing I'll do is I'll take the text and type it out. and then I'll draw the bubble behind it. I want to always try to square off my text. You want as little white space as you can get that looks right in your dialogue bubbles. You can actually use that to your advantage though, so like if someone's trying to say something that's really meek, and you can make a very big bubble with very small text to kind of represent them being like, oh no, you know, them kind of just barely saying something. Where you can do the opposite with that too. You can also draw text coming out of the bubble like someone's screaming. But once I have all the bubbles laid in there, I will go and put an outline on them, a black outline to, you know, make them stand out. And I also put drop shadows on all the word bubbles. And this is very subtle, but if you look at the first panel, you can notice that the light source is coming from the top right. So I actually put the drop shadow on all the word bubbles with the light source coming from the top right. And that's just to kind of make it look a little bit more cohesive. No one's probably going to notice that but me, but I like it, so that's all that really matters. After I finished everything, I went ahead and put some dramatic music to it, made the slot motion comic, so hope you guys enjoy. It's coming up now. Well, that's the process on how I create a comic book page. I will show you next time. I do plan on doing more like this in the future, the sketching process and the inking process. That's a really fun part. Very time consuming, but it's really fun. I do think a time lapse of that would be really neat, especially with my oh so entertaining voice over it. So, but I really just want to get better at making comic book pages because it's always been a dream of mine to be a comic book artist, and I figured it's time to buckle down and start actually trying to do something with it because I am getting old, so I need to start now or never start. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped out some. If you have any questions on the process I used or some of the supplies I used, just drop me a comment below. Let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you out. I love just talking to you guys about art and sharing my growth as an artist with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and I do really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. You have a great day and keep on drawing on. Later.